Okay, so in this video we're on part 3, talking about how to turn your passion, or what I would do if you wanted to turn your passion into a business. Last time we talked about, just starting to do things for strangers and not just doing things for friends, and starting to really test the waters of your product and your service, right? So the third thing that I was talking about was, you were asking about making a side passion or a side business for you, and then a full-fledged business for your friends. So I thought about this, and I always go back to what my mentor taught me, which is know your numbers. So for your friend, what does that mean to be full-time? And for you, what does it mean for it to be a side business? Everybody's income is different, our expenses are different, our living, our lifestyle, all of that is different. So you're gonna have to really break down, and numbers are really the clearest way to do that. So for your friend, it would be like, okay, what does full-time mean for him, right? Because if this person's single, doesn't have a family, maybe has a very simple lifestyle, full-time could be, I don't know, 50 to 60 grand a year or something like that, right? So you're really gonna have to break down the numbers for each of you, so that you could go from, okay, from the big picture, I need to make 60 grand a year, and these are my expenses, this is my lifestyle, putting numbers and values, real numbers, real values, that you're already living at, right? Like, what's your bare minimum living? Because what's gonna happen is, things aren't gonna be perfect, right? There may be gonna be times where you're not making money on certain months, or maybe even you're at a loss. So what does that mean numbers wise? Are you going to be able to survive? For your friend especially, is he going to be able to survive off of this business? And does he have a plan B or a plan C if he needs to? And when you assign numbers to these things, it becomes a lot more real. Like you were saying, you gave me an email response how you were breaking down all of what you thought that you needed to kind of put down on paper, goals, aspirations, timelines, which was super great. I really appreciated that. That's an A player attitude right there. So keep going with that. And now it's time to put real numbers, kind of make your life possible. Okay, so know your numbers. Figure out what you make now, and if you make, say, $100,000 a year, what's a good side business? Like 25,000, 50,000, like what is it? So just put numbers to those things, and then for it to be successful in your eyes, right? For you to be living comfortably, or for you to be comfortable with that number, right? And then that is going to really entail how you're going to price your products and your services, and the value that you're gonna bring to your potential customers, because you wanna make X amount of money, right? So if you just go in saying, I wanna make as much money as possible, that's great. But when it comes down to it, like when the going gets tough, or when like shit is not coming in, clients are not coming in, or for whatever reason, like your marketing isn't working, you're not getting your message across, whatever, you're not making sales, like that's the bottom line, right? So when that doesn't happen, you have to be able to finagle with the numbers, so you can just kind of move things around. That way the numbers still make sense. You're like, okay, if I do this many gigs in this amount of time, like if I say, for example, us, if we do 10 weddings in a month, that means I don't have to do 6 next month, right? So you just kind of work the numbers, and it works like a scale and balance, customized to what you need for your life. Does that make sense? Okay, so know your numbers for this one. I would also be like, okay, what are the bare bones expenses of my life? And then what can I save in the bank? What can I save in a safe, right? That nobody's touching, that I could just have as like emergency cash. If like whatever hits the fan, you have access to this safe. What can you invest in? And that means, what can you afford to lose, right? What can you invest in? And that means, what can you afford to, what can you be okay with losing? Because investing is always risky. There's always amount of risk with investing. So that could be anything, right? That could be another business, that could be another business venture, that could be stocks, bonds, Bitcoin, all that stuff, okay? And then what can you save, or what can you what's the money to have fun with and live a little bit, because we still gotta live, we still gotta have fun, we still gotta take vacations with family and stuff like that. So just figure out all those numbers. If you have ballpark numbers, I think that's a great start. But definitely like bare bones. What are your bare bones numbers for it to mean this is me full-time, this is me part-time, this is us when it's tight, this is us in surplus, yada, 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 okay? You just need to figure out your numbers. I hate doing that part. Kind of like it takes you out of the dream and gets you into the dirt, into the grit, into the reality of like, oh shit, I need to do like more. That's always what it looks like to me when I do my numbers. I'm like, God damn it, I need to do more. And I'm just faced with my reality a lot. It's plain in the face. It's only for me to see and to buckle down, chin up, head down, and keep working, but in a smart way, and be like, okay, how can I do this and save here and do that, etc., right? If you need to hustle for more, like if your friend, if he needs to hustle more and have time for other things to make this thing successful, then by all means, right? It's going to be very, you know, try to get a handle on as much as you can. Try to document and learn from your mistakes and from your wins a lot quicker. You know, try to accelerate that thing by documenting things and knowing your numbers and all the stuff that I'm talking about. But still allow yourself to be human and forgive things that that you mess up on. You're gonna still have to get through the tough times. There's gonna be tough times, so you still need to have the mental fortitude to get through those tough times, to understand the big picture, to be like, yeah, these are my big picture numbers, even though we're not pulling in sales maybe this month. It's okay because I know that next month, or you know, we're gonna make shit happen next month or whatever, okay? So that's my next tip. Keep going. I love this, that you're breaking things down, you're starting to put stuff on paper, things are starting to become more real, more material, things are having more weight, I think, in your mind and in your heart as you come out of the dream. The dream's great, it's there, it's gonna make the vision keep going and all that stuff, but always not kind of need to come back into reality and think of that manager mindset. You know, we have the, again, entrepreneur mindset, the visionary, the dreamer, the manager mindset. You can do the technician part. You can buckle down. Somebody says, hey, design me this. That's fine. That's super easy, actually. It's the manager mindset that has to sit down with all of this data, all of this vision, and make those things work together in a way that's gonna systemize things, learn from your mistakes and your wins, make things easier and easier as you get older and grow and evolve with your business. Okay, that's my experience. That manager part was just been missing for like 10 years. So that manager part is very essential. All three of the parts are essential, of course, right? But I think it's so easy for technicians like ourselves to jump from entrepreneur to technician, technician to entrepreneur, and kind of forget about the systemization, the running, the managing part of the business. I see that not only in myself, in my husband, in the partner in our other business, in the other people that we work with. That manager part is really, it's not there as easily as one would think, okay? So that's part of the manager part, getting to know your numbers, getting to systemizing it, putting it in a document that you stay updated with, that you painfully, you know, keep tabs on yourself and your business. And I think you'll be a lot better as you move through the year. Like, good thing we documented this stuff, right? Okay, that's it. See you in the next video. Later. Good night.